Good morning, everybody. It is about 6 a.m. and I am out getting some morning sunshine. I am going to bring you along on a what I eat in a day video, which I haven't done for a while. I talked about in a video recently how I am eating a whole foods plant-based plus a little meat diet, high carb, low fat diet. And so I'm going to bring you along on what that looks like. I have gone back to more sugar fasting in the morning. That term I don't love using. There has been a lot of drama about the sugar diet and Cole Robinson, and honestly, I'm like so far removed from that. It's interesting to watch, but it doesn't really affect me. I was always a little bit uncomfortable with recommending Cole Robinson or promoting his stuff. All I appreciated was that he coined the term sugar diet and kind of helped get the ball rolling with, you know, maybe carbs aren't the enemy. Beyond that, I did not really follow anything that he talked about. And now that he's gone away from the term sugar diet, maybe that's a great term to use. But I don't, what I'm doing, I don't know that I would call it the sugar diet anyway. I'm eating starches, I'm eating protein, I'm eating a little bit of fat. So I'm not just eating sugar. So anyways, but I have gone back to doing more just fruit and sugar sources in the morning. I did about 5 or 6 weeks of spreading my macros pretty evenly throughout the day, and I didn't feel as good. And I saw some of my metrics go back down a little bit, like my HRV went down a little bit, not a lot. But I didn't have as much energy. I was more tired in the afternoons. And so I was like, I wanted to go back to what I was doing before, my sugar diet experiment, and see if, you know, maybe my body has just adjusted. Maybe how I felt at the beginning of that was kind of just a fluke, or not a fluke, but just like my body, my body's initial response, and now it's kind of leveled out, and this is how I feel. So I was like, I need to go back to that and see if I get those same results again, or if this is just how it is now on the high carb diet. And so I did. I went back to just having fruit and honey all the way until about 3 p.m. and I felt good again. My energy came back again. My HRV went back up. My sleep got better again. It hadn't gotten bad. It just kind of went down a little bit. Like all the things went, and I was like, there's something magical with my body about doing the fruit and honey through the first part of the day. And so I've gone back to that. I've gone back to that, and I'm not like super strict with it, but for the past maybe 5 or 6 days, I've been doing fruit till about 3, fruit and honey till about 3, and then I have my meal with starch and protein. So I may do that today. I also have really wanted to start incorporating more vegetables into my diet. They just take effort because they take prep, although I do a lot of frozen vegetables, which don't take a lot of effort, and so that's nice. But I really wanted to start doing more salads because it is summer and it is warm, and a nice crisp salad just sounds really good. And so I went to the store yesterday. I got a bunch of stuff for salad. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do today for my food is fruit and honey till lunchtime. And at lunchtime have a nice big salad, probably also with some fruit. And then, you know, later in the afternoon or evening, have my starch and protein meal and see how that goes. So I'm going to bring you along on that and the other goings on here at the farm. I don't think I have to, oh, I do have to go pick up milk today. But that's the only errand I have to do, I believe. So it'll be a mostly at-home day, and we'll just hang out. I'm going to take my fasting blood sugar real quick, just using my fork here. 86. I've been having this smoothie nearly every morning recently. I do half of a bottle of coconut water. It's about like 7 ounces. And then a banana and 8 ounces of this Daybreak blend, peaches, mango, strawberries, and pineapple. And then I throw in a tablespoon of molasses. Molasses has all kinds of minerals and nutrients, and so just throw that in there for some extra sweetness and for the nutrition. And I find that I was having like a small, like just eating a banana or a banana and a couple dates, and then going and working out, and then eating a little bit later after that. And I found that pushing my workout back a little bit was better for me, and eating a bigger breakfast first thing in the morning has worked out better for me. So I've kind of changed up my routine, and just getting this big load of calories and carbs first thing in the morning really sets me on the right path for the day. So good. So refreshing first thing on a summer morning. 90 minutes after my smoothie, I thought I'd take my blood sugar here. 97. It's now been 2 hours since I had my smoothie. Just took my blood sugar and I am at 79. I'm gonna go ahead and do some coffee. I just do like a tablespoon or a little more of half and half. And I've only been having 1 cup of coffee mid-morning. Oh, that was a little more than a tablespoon. 1 cup of coffee mid-morning, and I really haven't felt the draw to have any more than that. And I also have gotten out of my habit of having coffee when I first get out of bed. And so that has been a positive thing, I think. Just, 1 cup of coffee mid-morning after breakfast time. Coffee and red light therapy is one of the most amazing combinations on the planet. It is just magical. It's getting close to 10 o'clock now, and I was starting to feel the need for some electrolytes to sip on. Element is the sponsor of the video today, and they are my favorite electrolyte supplement. I have been using Element for a few years now, and it continues to be a daily use product for me, as well as for the rest of my family. We went to the river yesterday, and yesterday was probably the hottest day of the year. So I packed a whole bunch of electrolytes in my Yetis with a lot of ice. So it stayed nice and cold, and everyone was just guzzling that down as we were spending the afternoon at the river. It really helps to keep us hydrated and feeling our best, especially on those busy, hot summer days. Element uses a science-backed ratio of electrolytes. Each packet here has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. If you are interested in trying out a sample pack of Element, 2 of each of their most popular flavors, you can get that for free just by placing an order through my link. My link is drinkelement.com/indigo, drinklmnt.com/indigo. Click that link, place an order for anything on the website. The sparkling Element is also really, really nice for this time of year. But if you use my link and place an order, you will automatically get that 8-stick sample pack added at no charge. Thanks again to Element for sponsoring the video today. I have my empty milk bottles all ready to go because I'm about to go pick up milk. Let's see, it's 11:45 right now, and I'm starting to feel a little hungry, so I am gonna make myself a fruit bowl or fruit container to munch on in the car while I'm driving. All right, I got my medium-sized apple, medium-sized banana, a couple of mandarins, and I threw in 2 figs for fun. I love figs. I get these from Costco, and they are delicious. I am on my way to pick up milk, and I thought I would take this opportunity to chat with you a real quick minute about triglycerides. That has been a very common question that I have gotten over the past about a week, especially since Loving It on Keto shared their triglyceride results after 3 days of sugar fasting. And I have a lot of thoughts about it, but for me, well, first of all, I did get my triglycerides tested. I did a panel back when I shared my A1C and all that, and I didn't pick the things on the panel. It was through a program, and personally I would not have chosen to test my triglycerides at the point I was, because I know that triglycerides go up after weight loss or during weight loss periods. So it is typically not recommended. Even people in the keto carnivore community oftentimes will not recommend that any like cholesterol blood work be done 3 to 6 months after, first of all, you start a new diet and after your weight is stable. So I wouldn't have gotten my triglycerides tested at that point, but it was just part of a panel. And I don't put much weight in the actual number just because I did just lose like 6 pounds, and then my weight has started to drop again a little bit as I've gone back to doing more fruit and honey fasts. So I don't think the number is accurate. All I'll say is that it is still in the normal range. So I am not concerned about it. It definitely is something that I will keep an eye on, but I will not, you know, freak out about a number until my weight is stable. Now with Wendy and Harry, they are in a very unique situation with Harry dealing with heart disease and things like that. And I 100% respect their choice, you know, to make a change. Everyone needs to do what they're comfortable with, and seeing, you know, those extreme numbers, that would be pretty jarring. So, you know, nothing against them. For me personally, I'm not planning on putting any weight in a cholesterol or triglyceride number until my weight has been stable for quite some time. That is a loud motorcycle. Oh, it wasn't too loud. But I have not, even in the short term, you know, about 5 or 6 weeks after starting a high carb, lower fat diet, I have not seen my triglycerides go out of the normal range. I did see my total cholesterol go down, my LDL go down, my HDL go down a little bit, which is all expected, I think, on moving to this type of a diet. And for anyone that's curious about triglycerides specifically on a high carb diet, Jay Feldman has an amazing podcast all about it, where he breaks down the science of high carb and triglycerides. And like, you know, we all know that different blood markers can mean different things depending on what diet you're on and, you know, where you're coming from. So he talks about higher triglycerides in a state of insulin sensitivity versus a state of insulin resistance and how that can make a difference. So I highly recommend checking out that podcast if you are interested at all in high carb diets and the effect it has on triglycerides. I didn't intend to share my blood sugar every single meal today, but I just looked at the clock and it was 2 hours almost exactly from my driving dish of fruit. So I figured I would check my blood sugar here. $89. It's about 1:15 and I am gonna be working on salad prep, which is gonna take a little while. And while I do that, I am gonna go ahead and sip on my AG1. I have been taking AG1 off and on for the past 3 years. It has been a constant in our house for the past 3 years. My husband has religiously taken it every single day. But they are actually a new sponsor of the channel. This video is not sponsored by them, but you will be hearing more about AG1 in an upcoming video. So I am gonna drink this while I prep. Here are my veggies that I've gotten washed. I'm not going to like make salads fully, like put together salads. I think I'm going to keep things separate. So like if I don't end up using all the cabbage as salad, I'll be able to cook it. I'll have like garnish, a garnish container, probably with some the green onion, red onion. Let's see, this is parsley. I'll probably keep that separate. And then cilantro. I think I'm gonna shred the radishes and the carrots and go from there. here. Chicken salad. I have assembled my salad. I have a whole bunch of the veggies. I love chopped salad where everything is chopped really tiny. So that's how I did it. I have a pile of black lentils that I just cooked in my Instant Pot here, although I did rinse them with cool water so they are cold because I wanted the whole salad to be cold. And then I have 4.15 ounces of cooked little potatoes. I had baked these in the oven and they were left over in the fridge, so I just chopped those to put on top. I am going to, since I added parsley, I didn't add cilantro. I decided to just do the parsley. So with the parsley, cucumbers, onions, I just thought that this seasoning would be good on it. I just had it in the pantry. And so I'm gonna sprinkle it with this. And then I have, this is the only dressing I have made at the moment, and it is a nutritional yeast dressing. It does have a bit of MCT oil in it. Maybe I'll put the recipe down in the description if you guys are curious about it. So I'm going to use a few tablespoons of that. And I just realized I chopped up a few cherry tomatoes over here, so I'm also going to add those. Along with my salad, I am having a 10-ounce glass of orange juice. Yes, I have gone over to the dark side as far as juice drinking. I didn't start out drinking juice, but I have tried it and tested my blood sugar with it, and I've done really well. So I am enjoying a bit of juice here and there. Just for kicks, we'll do blood glucose test at 1 hour this time, and then maybe at 2 hours if I remember. One hour after the giant salad with the lentils and potatoes and 10 ounces of orange juice. Okay, we are at 2 hours, so we will do yet another finger prick. I don't do this many finger pricks on a daily basis regularly, since I have done CGM during this, although I feel like my glucose regulation has gotten even better as I've done this longer. So typically I'll just do a morning fasting glucose if I remember to do it. I don't always, but occasionally. Oh, at 2 hours, my blood sugar is 88. So typically I don't do postprandial because I've done them occasionally here and there and nothing is concerning. So I don't, you know, spend the money on the strips all the time. But it has been interesting to do it today, just to get a good overview. So far, things are looking pretty good. I have exercise class in about 30 minutes, and so I wanted to get some quick fuel in here before I go. I have 2 ounces of dates. It's just these organic dates from Costco. And then I have yet another spotty ripe banana that I am trying to eat through because they're ripe and they will probably cease to be edible by tomorrow. And I was trying to eat as many as I can fresh because that's how I like them the best. But if we don't get through them all, there's a few more, I may have to freeze them, or Charity might make banana bread out of them. She's the banana bread queen these days. So that wouldn't be so bad.
Nothing's ever happened. But I just like that. Yep, minus the donkey kicks and glute bridges.
Mm-hmm. Abs instead. I just got home. My face is very red because we just worked out really hard and it is hot. For us here in Oregon, 90, I think it got up to like 91, 92 something today. That's hot. And it actually was nice where we were working out. It was shaded and there was a breeze. So very thankful for that, but it was still hot. It's been 2 hours since my snack or last little meal, but I had my workout in there also, so this is not the most scientific of data here, but it has been about 40 minutes since I finished my workout. 1:06. 40 minutes after I finished my workout and just took a shower. It's about 7:30 and I'm gonna have my last meal for the day, and this is my meat meal. I pulled this out of the freezer before I left for exercise because a couple months ago I made a bunch of adzuki bean and beef curry and froze 10-ounce portions. I even put it into Carb Manager, and so I know all of the macros and everything. So I have 5 ounces of jasmine white rice that was left over in the fridge. I'm going to put this on top of it, and I am going to top it with some of the garnish that I made earlier. And here is dinner. I was just about to head to bed, but had to come out and check out the sunset real quick. One of our horse neighbors across the street is still out chowing down. I'm about to head to bed, and it is also 2 hours since my last meal. My blood sugar is 106. I do notice that my blood sugar stays higher for longer after meals that have more fat and more protein. So it is holding true here as well. And here's a quick view of my overall macros and calories for the day. I got in 2,198 calories, 75.5 grams of protein. That was 13.1% of my calories. I got 30.2 grams of fat. That was 11.8% of my calories. And I got 433.8 total carbs, 57.2 grams of fiber, and 374.2 grams of net carbs for the day.